hate when people don't do the puzzle piece like swap. I hate when people don't do like the meta games. I love meta games. Like I eat up systems. I love systems. Like
I know what you mean.
Like, oh, nobody does the little puzzle swap thing. I love it. Like, you get puzzle pieces and they get, like, things for your Mii, and, like, eventually I'm sure that'll transfer over to, like, the Wii U. Because Lord knows Nintendo, like, fucking, they're the only one that, like, has, like, backwards compatibility and, like, step-up stuff, like, you know? The Wii U is everything everybody wants. Backwards compatibility, large catalog, awesome, like, you know, things. Like, the thing is they don't execute things well, but that's, like, the system everybody wants, but they don't yet know. It's, like, the Dark Knight.
They do interesting things with the limited internet content that they produce. I feel like they could do it all. They need to hire somebody from Zynga.
Fucking like one of those guys that's like a master.
Candy
like,
Crush, and they need to hire one of those guys.
I don't know how they haven't like done that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, interesting that you bring up metagame, because we're here at Tyler's place, gonna play The Last of Us, but look at it from a little bit more of a, hopefully a philosophical perspective, a ludology perspective, sort of dig into the game mechanics and what it says about the people who made it, about the people who play it, about what it means in the culture of video games. I don't know. We'll probably just evolve into scatological jokes and you know, dick jokes and things like that. But
well, it's interesting that you say like talking about the people. I don't know if a lot of people when they play games like they take into account authorship.
I just read an article about that today. I mean, the big story, of course, with Ken Levine and Irrational Studios.
Oh
and
yeah, I forgot about that.
I read an article today that brought up Spec Ops The Line, and it was just talking about how there was a journalist who met their team that made Spec Ops The Line, and it occurred to him that like there's so many people that go into making a game who actually make the game, type in the code, render the textures, do the animation that you never think about, and how it's the work of so many people, yet it's the auteur who's the head of the studio who gets most of the credit.
Yeah. You know, I actually was trying to name all my Pokemon after Sega developers. Like all of like Sega developers.
A noble task.
Think about it. Okay, so Sega's development like thing is super weird. Like they had a bunch of teams. When they make a game, when they're working on a system, they have teams like AM1, AM2, AM3. Like AM1 was like the Sega like Gen Master System when it had like Mark Cerny, the dude that made Knack and who helped make the PS4, and you had like Yuji Naka and Yu Suzuki, and so it's just like weird because there's like all these people that worked with them, and you know they worked on these teams, and but like you just know these like all-star like all cast like.
Well,
I'm like, who are these other people? Like
certain studios are good at developing their talent and then give them opportunities to go on and be successful as lead developers. Comes to mind Konami, where Kojima was started out just, you know, working on games, just, you know, doing stuff, and then, you know, he started doing some of those, what was the police game on...
I know what you're talking about. Everybody knows what it is, but it's like it's his only other game.
That's Cyberpunk's police game.
Yeah. You know what's funny is, but...
Anyway, you know, then he goes on and starts his own studio, and that's sort of, you know, the best possible scenario.
But it's also his curse, too, because now he can never make a game that's not Metal Gear. Think about it. His entire catalog's Metal Gear, and whatever that one game is...
That's a professional decision he made. He could have... I mean, he feels the pressure probably to make another Metal Gear, but he has done other games. He made that game for the Game Boy Advance that used the solar sensor. That was a pretty interesting game.
Yeah, Boktai was cool. I actually had that. That was...
I'm sure you had that.
Fucking...
You're one of the 5 people who bought that.
That was one of the all-time hardest games to play in Arizona during the summer. Like, I'm sitting out there roasting, like, in 100...
You had to have your hands out the window, and then people were yelling, close the window, AC's on!
Use the power!
Anyway, we haven't even passed the start screen right now, but yeah, so I started calling this thing Ludocast. Hopefully we can do it on a semi-regular basis, sort of
Ludocast?
Trying to look at games from a bit of a more philosophical perspective. Anyway, I'm Vincent, this is Tyler.
Tyler.
You can follow me on Twitter at NGFCTV, and you can follow
I'm at next level, but it's like KNECHT, which is my last name, and with an S level. Yeah, I don't know, whatever.
You can get all your updates about Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yes,
and,
all your swag, pound swag, hashtag swag. So also on the note of authorship, I'm very fascinated about Naughty Dog because there's this actually excellent IGN article that talks about the history of Naughty Dog and who how they created it. And like one of Naughty Dog's first game was like Crash Bandicoot, right? Well, originally they called the game Sonic's Ass. Because that's how they wanted to make it. It was just they wanted to make a game where you ran behind Sonic and you looked at Sonic's ass. Thus Crash Bandicoot. But those guys are still the same guys at Naughty Dog. And what Naughty Dog does is the entire industry looks at them and says they're unique. Like, the people that are in this particular company are sincerely invested in the projects they're creating, which I don't know if there's a more pure example of that in the industry than them.
Well, I mean, I don't want to make this about the closing of Irrational Studios, but going back to that, it's sort of like they are. Naughty Dog is sort of used as the opposite end of the spectrum, where everybody comes out of there saying how great and how a collaborative process it is, and it's everybody recognizes each other's ideas and they talk about things, and it's not that old crunch development culture that literally is probably the norm at every other studio.
Not anymore. Hearsay. I'm gonna say hearsay. You're right that there are people that like it, but that's like people that haven't been in the industry long enough. I've been hearing that a lot of the senior veterans of the industry are going to companies like Naughty Dog or Irrational, well, formerly Irrational, and like trying to find companies that respect the sovereignty of like the individual that's engaged in the process of development. Like, and that's a new paradigm, right? Like, because you're right, crunch time was like, like that EA spouse wife letter. Like,
right.
You remember, like that's what you're talking about. Like,
well, it's like, what do you think the guys at Respawn Entertainment are doing right now? Do you think they have it tough, or do you think they've spent the last few years making this great game and they're just sort of coasting to the end?
Coasting to the end. Look at it. It's their game's already beta, but their beta is really just called a stable demo. Really, let's be honest with it. That was a demo, and then furthermore, I
mean, the game comes out in 3 weeks, so it's done. It's gonna be no major features are gonna be implemented. It was just a stress test.
They've already delivered.
Get it twisted, but.
They've already delivered so many games. Like, their catalog's good. And the people that are on their team are veterans, and they're not like...
This is their first game, but they're veteran team.
Yeah.
Of people who they've taken
executed
from teams where the culture was not perhaps what it is, but it's all hearsay.
Yeah, it is all hearsay. My hypothesis is that it's not crunch time there. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Everybody's anxious and nervous.
Popping bottles.
Yeah. Like, somebody's just like... Pound update, like, fucking done. Like, fucking patch is done. Like, they're working on their day one patches right now, really, is what they're doing. I think Respawn's an interesting... We should talk about Respawn separately because they're a modern thing.
Well, we should talk about them when their game comes out. But right now, let's do The Last of Us.
Yeah.
So, I'm playing this game completely blind. I've got the controller right now. Tyler's sitting to my right, and he has played this game, but you said it was a while since you'd been in this game.
It was back when it first came out. I played it immediately. Continue New Game Plus, or how do you start New Game Plus? New game?
I'm gonna start with the Virgin experience. I feel like I don't know if I want to start New Game Plus.
Go with it. Go with it. Go new game. Do it. Live it.
Alright, I'm gonna play on normal because I'm a normal person. I don't want to.
I'm superhuman. Yeah, you say baby.
I don't want to struggle too much. I just want to experience the game.
Easy mode should be called cinematic mode.
Yeah. Theater popcorn mode.
I highly recommend Wolf on Wall Street. Highly recommend. Did you see that yet?
I haven't seen it yet, unfortunately.
You should see it. Wow. Lots of cocaine.
So party.
So party.
Much debauchery.
Yeah, so wow.
So I'm guessing this is the fungus that infects everybody that we're seeing here, the little motes of dust.
Yeah, it's like spores. Spores of the fungus, yeah.
So this is a Will Wright game?
Yeah, and you go out into the universe.
Dude, I wish we would have been streaming when we were playing Knack and when I was playing Thomas Was Alone. I feel like our comments there were so clutch.
Those are hilarious. Like, you're so heavy-handed. I was like...
No, I was like, the music! I just couldn't handle it, but...
It was a lot, dude. I will admit that. Let's not kid ourselves. That shit was ridiculous.
So is this just a very,
It's either installing or it's fucking loading.
Okay.
I can't tell either now.
Can't tell the difference anymore. Alright, so we have a black screen now. I don't know exactly what that means. Oh, it's loading. We can't see it because it's the fucked up aspect ratios that we had to do to stream. PS3, oh, there we go.
I was like, dude, what happened?
Sony, man, you really done goofed when you had to protect your HDMI out. Like, what did that really get you? Did that stop the pirates? Did that shut the Pirate Bay? I mean, come on now. You're just making it tough for a guy like me, hardworking guy, sitting here, trying to make videos, trying to feed his family. Alright, here we go. Here's the start of the game. If this is what 3 Drake's games have gotten us, then I guess that was worth it. Or Uncharted.
Tommy, listen to me. He is the contractor. He's the contractor, okay? I can't lose this job. I understand. Let's talk about this in the morning, okay? We'll talk about it in the morning.
Oh, that girl's dead.
All right, good night.
Calling everything
She's
out.
super dead.
You know what's funny about Sony's like thing is they had like one password that was like the master password for like loading your ISO onto like
It's way past you.
the thing, and basically like you can print out that, put it on a shirt, and Sony can't do anything because you're supposed to make those unique for every game, but it's the same.
Here.
Well, there was that guy, GeoHots, right?
George GeoHots. Love George
That
GeoHots.
guy.
That kid.
That GeoHots, though.
He was like 16, dude. Like
What is he up to now?
He's definitely working for one of those big companies. I think
Cybersecurity.
I think Microsoft tried to court him. I don't remember.
That's how you make your name nowadays.
Well,
That's how you've been, I guess. You know, the whole hacker idea. You break it and then you get hired.
I love to believe that's so, but I've heard of so many crappy litigations where people broke
I'm
in
sure.
and they got
Yeah.
sued. Like,
It's probably the exception to the rule. I don't know. I'm just spouting off.
no, like I think it's more like if somebody gets public and everybody thinks they're like a hero, and then somebody like vilifies them, like the company, like that's like the thing.
Edward Snowden.
Edward. True.
Nice PJs.
Pajamas.
Pajamas. My daughter. Jack Bauer. Let's go, old Jack Bauer on that VTech phone, dog.
Oh fuck! It's on like a 2.4 gig frequency, so like doesn't matter what you're using, everything's computing for.
How did she go instantly to sleep so fast? Like, did she just have Ambien directly? Did she just pull out we didn't even see? Did she just have the syringe with the Ambien in it?
Nah, man, she got slapped. That's all.
Got slept.
Dumb.
Oh, she got slept so hard.
So slept, she woke up.
Propofol, Dr. Conrad, hurry.
Sarah, honey, I need to get your daddy on the phone.
Uncle Tommy, what time is it?
I need to talk to your dad now. There's something.
Shit's going down.
Uncle Tommy? Hello?
So how much of the game do you think we can get through in 2 to 3 hours?
You're an adept gamer, so I'm gonna say probably
What was that?
If we don't
a third.
waste
or
too much time and I don't die too much.
Third or a quarter, dude. Like that's what
Dang it. I forgot to give this to him.
Congratulations.
Cute little dinosaur.
Dinosaur with a birthday party hat. Sick. Oh, you know, I fall asleep. Dear Dad, let's see you. Never around. Make this music and do what the fuck?
Practically despise the movies, and yet somehow you shit still. Matt, you still manage to be the best dad every year. How do you do that? Happy birthday, Pops.
Well, they
Heart Sarah.
That's somebody's like literally a kid's like card to them sitting on their desk, and they just stole that one for one.
That's some graphic designer did that in 5 minutes and is a genius.
It's like the dude from Her. It's like he's right. Somebody wrote that card.
I need to see that movie.
Oh man, you need to see that movie. Yeah, I don't think there's anything because it's the beginning, but go for it. Like, do it. I hate.
You know me, I have the danger of doing exactly the opposite of what the game wants me to do just to test it.
Go for it. Break it. I love breaking like games like that. The thing that bothers